Germany's economy looks to be battling through new health worries, for now at least. New numbers Tuesday showed retail sales posting a surprise jump in November. They were up 0.6% on the month, when economists had predicted a drop. That took annual sales to a record high, despite a year of curbs on visits to shops. The labour market is holding up well too, with unemployment falling more than expected in December. The number out of work fell by 23,000, when economists polled by Reuters had forecast a drop of just 15,000. Detlef Schieler is president of the German Labour Office.
Die Unternehmen haben weiterhin eine hohe Nachfrage nach neuen Beschäftigten.
Companies continue to have high demand for new employees, and the number of open jobs is almost where it was prior to the coronavirus outbreak. The number of posted jobs is significantly higher, also because skilled labour is scarce and because it is often difficult to find new people, so it takes longer to fill the positions. It's clear that companies believe there is light at the end of the tunnel, and they are heading into 2022 with optimism.
22.
Resurgent health worries hang over future prospects, though. In December, more companies warned that they could start ramping up furloughs again. The country's IFO Research Institute has warned that Germany's economy will stagnate as new restrictions bite.
US rights and trade groups have criticised Tesla for opening a showroom in China's Xinjiang. It comes after the electric car maker announced the opening on its official Weibo account on Friday. The region in China's west has been a key source of tension in recent years. UN experts estimate more than 1 million people have been detained there. They are mainly thought to be Uyghurs and members of other Muslim minorities. China has rejected accusations of forced labour or any other abuses. Authorities claim the camps provide vocational training and that companies should respect its policies there. On Tuesday, the Council on American-Islamic Relations criticised Tesla's move and said CEO Elon Musk must close the showroom. Another major US trade group and Senator Marco Rubio have also condemned the opening. Tesla did not immediately respond to a request for comment. A number of foreign firms have struggled to balance tensions between the West and China over Xinjiang. Swedish fashion retailer H&M saw a 23% drop in local sales in China from March to May last year. That after it was hit by a consumer boycott for stating it did not source products from Xinjiang. Intel also saw similar problems after it told suppliers not to source labour or products from the region. The US chip maker later apologised for trouble caused to Chinese customers and partners.
Verizon and AT&T have agreed to further delay a rollout of 5G services after pressure from airlines, regulators and the White House. They worry the carriers' use of the C-band wireless spectrum for 5G may interfere with sensitive aircraft electronics like radio altimeters that could disrupt flights. The agreement pushes back the rollout by 2 weeks to January the 19th. Verizon said despite the delay, it still, quote, promises the certainty of bringing this nation our game-changing 5G network in January, while AT&T said it agreed to the delay at the request of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. The move is a reversal by the two groups whose chief executives on Sunday pledged to stick with the schedule agreed in November. The FAA praised the companies for agreeing to the additional delay. Over the next 2 weeks, the regulators, airlines and wireless carriers will look at ways of minimising the potential impact of 5G rollout. Both companies have already agreed not to deploy 5G around airports for 6 months.
Wall Street got the new year off to a solid start Monday, driven by two of last year's hottest performers, Tesla and Apple. Investors scooped up shares of the electric vehicle maker after the company's quarterly deliveries surged and cruised past analyst estimates. And Apple hit a milestone, becoming the first company to hit $3 trillion in valuation. Treasury yields jumped on expectations that the Federal Reserve will hike interest rates this year, but even that did not dampen investor spirits. Wealth consulting group CEO Jimmy Lee says Wall Street has already factored that in.
Until we get north of 2.5% plus on the 10-year, it's still a low-rate environment. And so I think investors have priced in a lot of what the Fed has signaled for 2022. Earnings are very robust, as we know, Fred, and we're hopeful that unemployment situation continues to improve and companies continue to knock the cover off the ball in terms of earnings.
The Dow rose nearly 250 points. The S&P 500 added almost 0.2%, and the Nasdaq shot up 1.2%. Even sharply rising cases of the Omicron variant did not drive away investors. Easing their fears, the Food and Drug Administration authorized Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID-19 booster shot for children aged 12 to 15. Shares of both drug makers, however, fell.
Apple on Monday became the first company in the world to hit $3 trillion in market capitalization, thanks to investor confidence that the iPhone maker will keep launching best-selling products as it explores new markets like automated cars and the metaverse. On the first day of trading in 2022, Apple stock touched a record high of $182.88. When multiplied by its 16.4 billion outstanding shares, the iPhone maker's market valuation reached above the $3 trillion mark. Apple is the first to reach the milestone as investors bet that consumers will continue to shell out top dollar for iPhones, MacBooks, and services such as Apple TV and Apple Music. Analysts expect demand for iPhones to remain strong in 2022 as Apple leads China's smartphone market and more consumers subscribe to its services.